Good morning to you all, and this is for my this is a video that I'm doing for my sports channel. It has to do with the World Cup, FIFA World Cup. As you all know, it's going to take place in Brazil this next month, in fact. And I've been reading in this website, edgeofsports.com, and talking about the protests that are taking place in Brazil regarding this World Cup. And as you all know, it's not surprising to me since the World Cup brings in all kinds of not just players but coaches and businessmen and sponsorships working for these big corporations, and they're protesting this game because the games don't benefit the Brazilian people, and it's not surprising since the FIFA comes in and they work on some stadiums and basically some living arrangements for the players, driving out all the homeless people and poor and working class people out of there. And there are a lot of concerns regarding this World Cup. I mean, I don't blame them for being concerned because when these FIFA comes in to run the games, all the money made from advertisements and sponsorships go to these companies. Doesn't even go to the pockets of the Brazilian people or any person that's running these facilities. It's not just the FIFA World Cup. Of course, Brazilians have to deal with the fact that the Olympics are coming up too. So in 2 years, so that's going to be a challenge for them trying to get the money back into their communities. But I don't know. It's all just comes down to politics regarding these events because you got the Olympics, which is an organization run by whites. Do I see any? I haven't seen any black faces sitting in maybe the board of directors. So the FIFA World Cup stuff and the Olympics organization or the International Olympic Committee, which runs the Olympic Games. And they get all these sponsorships from these corporations like Pepsi and Coca-Cola and some car companies, which are probably run by white supremacists. And that's not surprising to me. White supremacy runs deeply all over throughout the sectors of society, whether it's in business, labor, law, economics, and sports, especially sports, which I've already talked about previous times. And their protest is understandable. So, I mean, all the money that it's going to be made from the World Cup is going to go into the pocketbooks of these executives. I don't know. It's not, I mean, you just watch sports right now on television and in the media if you have all your smartphones and internet services. It's become a business. It's no longer a sport. It's become a big business. And the book here, Brazil's Dance with the Devil. I mean, it's nice that a developing country is holding a sporting event. But I think in some cases, when sporting events come to, let's say, a developing country like Brazil, the gap between the rich and the poor increases. And I think years ago I saw a speech about by Fidel Castro about protesting the fact that the Olympic Committee has never held any games in the most developing countries. But he never considered the fact that the gap between the rich and the poor would increase, and and the people, poor and working class, would become a lot poorer. I mean, this FIFA World Cup is it's just a business in itself. Because I mean, they're organized and funded by these companies that are making all the cash and pocket the rest and give the poor people in the host country, nothing. I mean, it's okay if it's in the U.S. or Canada or maybe even, well, it's not okay in both countries because they go in there and they take over the apartments, vacant apartments that are there, and you got homeless people on the streets who have no place to live. And then probably after the events, they either take the buildings down or just put them up for sale for the rich elite, never thinking about the poor people that are laying on the streets. And I think this Brazilian protest goes along with it. In fact, yesterday's news, I heard that FIFA is going to revamp the stadiums because due to some slow work. But I don't know. It's just a business to me. This World Cup is not just a game; it's a business. It's good for the corporations, but that's not good for the average Brazilian. And with the Olympics coming up in 2 years, Brazilians are only going to see their problems increase. That's it for sports.